I found my idea, the problem, and the solution. I basically did my market research, customer interviews, and then I found the product market fit. But the next step is that the question that come up is how can I take it into the market? So maybe they think how Facebook, Snapchat introduce their app into the market. How is it possible?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're in a different space than when we look at Silicon Valley, just 10 years, 10, 15 years ago. Mm-hmm. It's a wildly different space, because they were the first ones emerging in, the entire tech, in the entire internet space. And so now, when you look at how you take a product to market, it's really about, who's your target market? You have to do research on your target market, try to find out who will you roll it out to first. Mm-hmm. And then once you have that, is your product ready, to go out to the marketplace, putting together entire, marketing strategy that will assist you with not just the first rollout, but 3 rollouts, after that, so that that it's a constant flow that you have going. And it's not just going to get people excited for the first month, but it gets them excited for the first 6 months. And then from there on, you're learning and you're actually collecting data from those clients in order to roll out whatever products you're going to do later on. And so that's the second step. And the third is definitely making sure that you have key partners and people involved in the entire rollout, from making sure that your systems are working correctly, making sure that if you have influencers involved, you have people who really understand that market space, are in that space and gaps, and are able to actually contribute in the best way possible. And so you handle all of those and you have that properly, put in place. And then it's about creating the noise. And that noise is oftentimes for literally the first 10 weeks, because you really need to be collecting data during that period of time before you release a product. And so oftentimes you'll see a lot of starting products rolling out, and they'll do a short push. And what that means is they'll really just sell 10 products. And when they sell those 10 products, you don't know they sell 10 products, but it's sold out. The sold out is not really a sellout of 100 products or 1,000 or 100,000. It's just a sellout of a small batch of products. And why they're doing that is to really create that hype, so people are excited about something that they don't know much about, but because it's sold out, because people are making a noise over that product, they're excited about it. And so that's the steps that you go through. And when you collect the data from that small rollout, which isn't the launch, but is kind of a testing point, then you're able to understand these are the people who really will buy the product. This is where they will buy it. And this is how they will actually make a noise for you and for your products. And so you go through those phases, and then you do a hard launch where you put out, your product to the market. And I often say to a lot of, starting products is start off with small batch, and you'd rather be in a position where you're sold out and you're going to have to, do another order in the next month than trying to come out with 1,000 products, and then you're stuck with it, with inventory, and you're stuck with a problem where now you're a business that could sink because you have too much, leftovers. And so that's what you want to focus on, when you're starting off. And then from that market research, and also from the data that you collect, you're able to then allow the market to take over and run your promotions for you instead of you trying to run it, in your own capacity. And so I would say, do that when you start trying to launch a product.
Mm-hmm. Do you think who can help when we want to launch the product? Is that good to have advisor, digital marketing agencies?
Yeah, I think having someone that understands supply chains and understands the actual sales process and pipeline. So I think there's 3 people that are extremely important. One that understands supply chains and pipelines. They understand how the product will move. And so for them, it's easy for them to give advice on inventory, how much inventory you need, what type of inventory you need as well, the number of that, and how to actually push it out into the market in a fast time period. And so that's the one thing you want. The second is having marketing team that understands e-commerce in and out and are able to know that your product will be pushed to this target audience, they will be buying that, and also testing out to see what products will sell, which products won't, and the time period for that. So being able to do all of those tests is so important when trying to get a product out. And then third is just having someone that understands sales. Understands the mindset of the customer, understands who the consumers are, and what they really are looking at, and also understanding the process of sales. So once they're able to understand that, that's kind of a solid dream team that I think any startup needs to have in order to make sure that their products can really roll out as fast as possible, and also sell out as fast as possible.
Yeah, definitely. Sales is very important, and usually founders, first-time founders, because they are fascinated by the problem and the solution, they forget or underestimate the importance of sales. They think my product is great, it's gonna be sold, but it's not easy. This also was my mistake when I started, and now I know how sales is important, and I constantly try to develop my sales skills.